Your hands feel stiff when you wake up. Your knees ache after just a short walk. Maybe your ankles are swollen, or you have this dull pain that lingers, but your doctor says everything looks fine. It's frustrating, isn't it? You've been careful. You try to eat healthy, but your joints still hurt. Your energy still drops. And some days, it just feels like your body is fighting against you. Here's what most people don't realize. What you eat can either fuel your healing or quietly feed the fire of inflammation inside you. And for seniors, inflammation doesn't just mean discomfort. It's linked to fatigue, weight gain, joint pain, memory problems, and even heart disease. Today, I'm going to show you 5 everyday foods that might be triggering inflammation in your body, and even better, I'll give you simple, safe alternatives you can enjoy instead. Hi, and welcome to Healthy After 60, where we help you feel better, move better, and live stronger one day at a time. Now, before we dive into the foods, let's quickly understand something important. Inflammation isn't always bad. It's your body's natural defense. It helps heal wounds, fight infections, and repair tissue. But when it becomes chronic, it turns into a slow burn that damages your joints, weakens your muscles, and exhausts your body, silently day after day. And here's where food comes in. Certain common foods, even ones labeled healthy, can sneakily trigger that inflammatory response, especially in adults over 60, when digestion slows and sensitivity increases. In this video, we're not only going to identify the 5 worst inflammation-causing foods, we'll also look at real senior-friendly swaps that are easy to prepare and actually taste good. Make sure you stay until the end, because I'll share a so-called health food that most seniors are eating and why it might be silently working against your body. Now, let's begin with food number 5, and it's hiding in almost every kitchen drawer and breakfast table. Let's begin with something that's often marketed as better than butter, but in truth, it may be doing more harm than good. Food number 5 is margarine. Why it's a problem? Many seniors switched to margarine decades ago thinking it was a heart-healthy choice, low in cholesterol, low in saturated fat. But what they didn't tell us back then was that margarine is usually made from heavily processed vegetable oils, including canola, corn, soybean, and cottonseed oils. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, we do need omega-6 in small amounts, but too much, especially when it's not balanced by omega-3s, can trigger chronic inflammation in the body. And margarine is often made through a chemical process called hydrogenation, which turns liquid oil into a solid, creating trans fats along the way. Even though some brands have removed trans fats, many still contain chemical additives, preservatives, and oxidized fats, all of which are inflammatory and hard on the joints, the heart, and the brain. One of our viewers, Elaine, 68, told us she used to spread margarine on her toast every morning. For years, she struggled with knee pain and bloating she thought was just age catching up with her. When she switched to real, whole-fat options and started using avocado and olive oil instead, she was shocked. Within weeks, her digestion improved and her swelling reduced. Smart swaps for seniors. So, what can you use instead of margarine? Avocado, a rich, creamy source of healthy fats that helps lower inflammation. Flaxseed oil, great in smoothies or over veggies, full of omega-3s. Extra virgin olive oil, excellent on toast, cooked vegetables, or mixed into mashed potatoes. And yes, even real butter, in moderation, is often better tolerated by seniors than processed margarine, especially when it's from grass-fed sources and used sparingly. If you're still using margarine, you're not alone. Many seniors are, but now you know the truth. So comment below, "I'm done with margarine," if you're making the switch today, or simply type 1 if it's still sitting in your fridge. If this helped you, tap that like button so more people can discover it too. And don't forget to subscribe. We post daily tips that support your health after 60. Now, let's move to one of the most common staples on every table, from breakfast toast to sandwich lunches to evening snacks. Food number 4 is white bread. Why it's a problem? It's soft, it's cheap, it's everywhere. But white bread is what we call refined carbohydrate, which means it's been stripped of its fiber, vitamins, and minerals. When you eat white bread, it turns into sugar very quickly in your bloodstream, causing a spike in blood glucose and a surge in insulin. That's not just a sugar issue. Over time, these spikes contribute to inflammation, especially in the joints and blood vessels. They also stress your pancreas, which increases the risk of insulin resistance, a known trigger for chronic inflammation, fatigue, and muscle loss. For seniors, that means stiffer knees, bloated bellies, slower healing, and less energy. Robert, 74, shared that he used to eat 2 slices of white toast every morning. Then by 11 a.m., he'd feel hungry, tired, and achy. He swapped his white bread for sprouted whole grain bread with a little peanut butter. And within a week, his morning energy was better and his cravings dropped. So what can you eat instead? 100% whole grain bread, with fiber that slows sugar absorption and reduces inflammation. Sourdough bread, easier to digest, with fermented benefits for gut health. Sprouted grain breads, like Ezekiel bread, which contain more nutrients and less inflammatory response. And remember, it's not about cutting bread completely. It's about choosing the kind that fuels your body, not inflames it. Do you eat white bread regularly? Be honest. Type 1 if you do, 0 if you've already switched. Or comment, whole grains for the win, if you're upgrading your loaf this week. And don't forget to tap, like, if you're learning something new. Subscribe for more videos that help you eat and live stronger every day. Now this next one may be tough to hear, because for many seniors, it's been a go-to drink for decades. Food number 3 is soda. Yes, even the diet kind. Why it's a problem? Soda might be cold, bubbly, and refreshing, but inside your body, it's doing the opposite of refreshing. In fact, it's one of the most inflammatory beverages on the market today. Regular soda is packed with refined sugar, often high fructose corn syrup, which spikes blood sugar and causes an immediate inflammatory response in the body. This type of sugar has been linked to joint stiffness, bloating, chronic fatigue, and even brain fog. But what about diet soda? Well, artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin may not contain calories. But research shows they may still disrupt gut health, increase cravings, and contribute to inflammation, especially when consumed daily. And that carbonated fizz you love? It may lead to bloating, gas, and discomfort for seniors with slower digestion or sensitive stomachs. One viewer named Harold, age 67, said he used to drink 2 to 3 cans of soda a day. He thought it helped with energy and digestion, but he struggled with stiff ankles, bloating, and joint pain that got worse by the month. After switching to anti-inflammatory drinks, those symptoms gradually faded, and he even lost a few pounds without changing anything else. So what can you drink instead? Lemon cucumber water. Cool, refreshing, anti-inflammatory, and hydrating. Tart cherry juice, packed with antioxidants that soothe joint pain and promote better sleep. Herbal teas, like ginger or turmeric tea, which support digestion and reduce inflammation. You don't have to give up flavor. You just have to give your body something it can actually work with. Still drinking soda? Be honest. Comment below with your favorite fizzy drink. Or type, no more soda for me, if today's the day you're making a switch. Hit like if you're finding these tips helpful. And subscribe for more daily senior health videos. Your next small change could be your biggest breakthrough. Let's talk about a classic on the dinner table, one many of us grew up with and still enjoy regularly. Food number 2 is red meat. And while it can be part of a balanced diet, too much of it or the wrong kind can quietly feed inflammation in the body. Here's what happens when we eat red meat, especially fatty cuts like burgers, sausages, or steak. It's high in saturated fat, which can trigger an inflammatory response in the lining of your blood vessels. Red meat also contains compounds called new 5-GC and advanced glycation end products. Big terms, but simply put, these compounds can confuse the immune system and fuel long-term inflammation. Over time, that inflammation can settle in your joints, your gut, or even your heart, especially if you're already dealing with arthritis, high cholesterol, or digestive problems. Now, the occasional lean steak isn't the issue. The problem comes when red meat becomes a daily habit, and when it's processed or grilled at high heat, it gets even worse. Gloria, age 71, told us she used to eat red meat 4 to 5 times a week. Burgers on Monday, meatloaf on Wednesday, steak on Sunday. But her knees swelling and fatigue got worse year after year. Once she replaced half of her red meat meals with lighter proteins and lentils, She said her digestion improved and her walking felt easier within just a few weeks. So what should you eat instead? White heavy checkmark lean poultry, grilled chicken, or turkey breast is lighter and easier to digest. Lentils and beans, fiber-rich, anti-inflammatory, and heart-friendly. Fatty fish like salmon, high in omega-3s that actually reduce inflammation. You don't have to give up red meat forever. Just give your body some variety. Try switching 2 or 3 meals a week to something cleaner, lighter, and easier to process. So tell me, how often do you eat red meat? Comment below with your honest answer. Or type more chicken, less steak, if you're ready to swap at least one red meat meal this week. Like this video if it's helping you make smarter food choices. And subscribe for tomorrow's tip that might surprise you even more. And finally, let's talk about something that's often hiding in plain sight. In your sandwich, your snacks, or melted into your favorite meals. Food number 1 is processed cheese. That includes those pre-packaged cheese slices, spreads, and even some shredded blends that melt too perfectly to be natural. Processed cheese may taste creamy and convenient, but it's often packed with preservatives, emulsifiers, sodium, and saturated fats, all of which can drive inflammation in the body. For seniors, this can spell trouble, especially if you already deal with joint stiffness, high blood pressure, or digestive issues. Many processed cheeses also contain hidden ingredients like caseinate and food coloring agents, which some bodies react to as if they were foreign, triggering immune responses that make inflammation worse. And let's not forget the salt. Some processed cheese options contain up to twice the sodium of natural cheese, contributing to water retention, swelling, and added strain on the heart. Diane, age 69, told us she loved her grilled cheese sandwiches and late-night crackers with spreadable cheese. But after noticing more bloating and sore fingers in the morning, she looked at the labels. She was shocked by the sodium content. Within a few weeks of switching to natural cheese and Greek yogurt, her digestion improved and the puffiness in her hands went down. So what can you enjoy instead? Aged hard cheeses like Parmesan or cheddar. Use in moderation, but they're less processed and lower in additives. Greek yogurt, high in protein, probiotic-rich, and much easier on digestion. Cottage cheese or ricotta, especially low-sodium options that provide calcium and protein without the inflammatory kick. The goal isn't to give up flavor. It's to give your body something it can work with. Still using processed cheese every week? Type 1 if you are, or 0 if you've already made the switch. Or comment, I choose real cheese if you're ready to ditch the fake stuff and treat your joints with more care. If this video is helping you make better decisions about your food, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more senior-friendly health tips every single day. Now, before we move to the final recap, there's one more food I want to mention, and this one might truly surprise you. Because it's often marketed as a health snack, it's sold in the natural aisle, and many seniors reach for it thinking it's a smart, energizing option. That food is flavored granola bars. Let's take a closer look. Many granola bars are loaded with added sugars, refined grains, seed oils, and artificial flavors. Even the ones labeled as heart-healthy or low-fat can trigger inflammation, blood sugar crashes, and digestive stress. For seniors, whose bodies process sugars and fats more slowly, these bars often do more harm than good. Some bars contain as much sugar as a candy bar, just with a label that sounds healthier. And worse, many include inflammatory seed oils like canola or soybean oil, which contribute to joint stiffness and swelling over time. One viewer, Tom, age 66, was eating a granola bar every afternoon, thinking it helped with energy. But it turns out that daily habit was part of why he felt foggy, gassy, and bloated by dinner. He switched to a simple mix of nuts and fruit, and within a few weeks, the bloating and joint stiffness noticeably reduced. If you're looking for something quick, healthy, and anti-inflammatory, try this instead. Raw almonds or unsalted pumpkin seeds, rich in magnesium, no additives. Apple slices with peanut butter or Greek yogurt. Satisfying, stable energy. Hard-boiled eggs or cottage cheese, protein-packed and gentle on the gut. These options will give you energy without spiking your blood sugar or stirring up inflammation. Have you been eating granola bars thinking they were a healthy snack? If yes, don't worry. Most people have. Comment below. No more sugar traps. if you're switching today. Tap like if this bonus tip gave you a new perspective. And subscribe if you're committed to building an anti-inflammatory lifestyle, one small change at a time. Let's take a moment to quickly review the foods we covered today, and more importantly, the safe, simple swaps you can start using immediately. Trigger food number 5, margarine. Swap with avocado, flaxseed oil, or extra virgin olive oil. Trigger food number 4, white bread. Swap with whole grain sourdough or sprouted grain breads. Trigger food number 3, soda, including diet. Swap with lemon cucumber water, tart cherry juice, herbal teas. Trigger food number 2, red meat, especially processed or fatty cuts. Swap with lean poultry, lentils, salmon. Trigger food number 1, processed cheese. Swap with aged hard cheese, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. Bonus trap, flavored granola bars. Swap with nuts, boiled eggs, fruit plus yogurt. Here's what I want you to remember. This isn't about cutting everything out. It's not about being perfect. It's about making wise swaps, because every bite you take is either helping your body heal or slowing it down. You don't have to fix everything overnight. Just pick one food from today's list and try replacing it this week. Change happens through small, repeatable choices, not big, impossible ones. And guess what? You're already doing the hardest part, learning and choosing to care about what goes into your body. Comment below and tell us, which food are you cutting out first? Or just say, I'm ready to eat wiser. We read every comment and love seeing your progress. And if you aren't already, like this video to support more senior-focused content. And hit subscribe so you never miss a tip that could change your health for the better. If you're still watching, I want you to know something important. You just made a powerful choice today. You chose to learn, to reflect, and to take your health seriously. And that already puts you ahead of most people. Because the truth is, inflammation isn't just about what you eat. It's about the life you want to live. One with less pain, more energy, and better days ahead. And you don't have to do it alone. You have a growing community here, cheering for you every step of the way. Before you go, do 4 quick things to help yourself and help others. Hit the like button if you learned even one helpful thing today. Subscribe for daily senior health tips that are simple, honest, and supportive. Share this video with a friend, spouse, or sibling, someone who deserves to feel better. Comment below. Tell us your name, age, and the country you're watching from. And don't forget to share which food you're replacing first. We read and respond to as many comments as possible because we care. If you found today helpful, wait until you see tomorrow's video. We'll show you the top 7 foods that naturally reduce inflammation after 60 and how to turn your next meal into a healing one. Until then, eat wisely, rest often, and remember, your body is listening. Let's give it something kind to respond to.